is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we are back for another Raw review. This time it is the 25th anniversary show coming from the Manhattan Center and the Barclays Center. Well, 95% from the Barclays Center. They were supposed to say they were going to do an hour for the Manhattan Center, but there was absolutely no way they did at least an hour for the Manhattan Center. They barely did anything for the Manhattan Center. They did the opening promo from JR and King. They had a weak promo, an underwhelming promo from The Undertaker, which made it sound like to me like he was done, like he was actually in his own way announcing his retirement for good. But we'll see what happens there. We had a match between Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, which in my opinion, underwhelmed. But it's the first match in a long feud, in my opinion, that could probably go to WrestleMania if they got it that far. And then you had at the end of the night a DX reunion, which is any other DX reunion, with Scott Hall and the Balor Club to sweeten it up. Then you had the Revival versus the Gallows and Anderson. The Revival getting buried, and that was all you got for the Manhattan Center. Nothing else really happened there. Everything on Monday Night Raw from the Barclays Center, minus the Intercontinental title match, was god-awful and boring. This had to be... I remember Raw 1000. I don't remember everything that happened that night because it was like a couple years ago. But I remember that was the night CM Punk turned heel. That night, it was way better than what this was. And they had a DX reunion that night too. So what made this DX reunion better than that one? I guess you can say the Balor Club and Scott Hall to sweeten it up with the DX. That was by far a pretty cool moment in my opinion. I thought that was a pretty cool moment. And what can you say? It's the Click passing on to Sweet and everything else to Gallows, Anderson, and Finn Balor, and anybody else who comes in. And Triple H, I think, gave his little endorsement to Finn Balor. Hopefully that means Balor will be seen in a better light because he did get his hand raised by Triple H tonight. Maybe. I don't know. And what a surprise, another 6-woman tag team. It was 8-woman actually tonight. An 8-woman tag team match, which happened in the first match of the night. We had a pretty good opening segment after JR and King was seen for a minute. And then we go from this awesome thing with Austin and the McMahons down to this 8-woman tag match that nobody cared about whatsoever. I know they're trying to build to the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, but this match made no sense. You had Absolution, who have tore through the entire Raw Women's locker room, come out, and they team with Nia Jax and Alicia Fox. Now, on paper, they're all heels. Fine, that's whatever. But Absolution has been the bane of everybody on the roster. So why would Nia Jax and Alicia Fox want to team with them? Then you have the face team of Banks, Bayley, and Mickie James with Asuka. Asuka is this unstoppable force that has gone through everybody in NXT and some women on the Monday Night Raw. And why would these other 3 women want to team with her? This match made no sense. And of course, it was same old, same old. The only highlight of this entire segment for the women was after the match, which showed why they should not have teamed with Asuka, but we'll get to that when we do. There was some breaking news today that I will get to at the end of this show. I don't want to actually bog down. It's going to be something that people are going to talk about until it is completely seen through and everything. But I don't want to get into that yet. So we are going to start off with the opening segment after Jerry Lawler and the King. Jerry Lawler and JR sent it over to the Barclays Center, which if you watched the pre-show, which I stupidly did because there really wasn't anything to do until Raw, you had Shane and Stephanie in the ring. They welcomed you to Monday Night Raw. Thank the fans. Thank the superstars who have all been in the ring, which there has been at least 800 superstars over the 25 years have had at least one match. I wonder if that counts the jobbers too, who were just there for one night only. I'm not talking about like Jeff or Matt or somebody like that who's a jobber when they're there and then they come back later. I mean like the jobbers that you only see and then you don't ever see again. They thank all them. Then they bring out their dad, who is of course Vince McMahon, and that he was the reason behind all this and how everything became successful. Vince McMahon comes out being a little bit more cheerier and more like, not Vince McMahon. He was not Mr. McMahon. He was Vince McMahon before he became Mr. McMahon on TV. He was a more cheerier, more in rare form Vince McMahon. People were saying thank you, Vince, and I think he does have hard of hearing because he's like, don't start that. I think he was thinking they were saying something else. So Stephanie is like, you might have hard hearing, Dad, but they're saying thank you, Vince. Of course, he says he doesn't like to pat himself on the back, which yes, he does when he has any chance to. But he says usually he doesn't stop to smell the roses. He will tonight for a bit. Does this, oh, they smell good. Goes to leave. Stephanie and Shane stops him, and they have a surprise for him.
A surprise for you. We got you a little something. Okay, now, this isn't just from Shane and I.
And the man goes over and gets this nice
wooden in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, or everybody in the Manhattan
She says something about a GoFundMe
Center.
page, and I'm like, yeah, right. I'm pretty sure you would have heard all about it if they would have started a GoFundMe page, and I'm sure they would have made a lot of money off of that.
For you.
But it's a nice little plaque that has the Raw 25 logo, Raw 25 Years logo, and the thing it says to Vince McMahon or whatever. I can't really read the whole thing. Vince McMahon does not look impressed one bit at all. He is not impressed at all.
So let me get this straight.
Says your name.
Here, hang on, let me hold it.
Picks up the plaque, thinks it feels cheap.
It feels a little cheap.
They usually don't. They really don't. You really don't have to pay much money for a good plaque. I mean, come on.
Give me a plaque after all
the engraving that costs the most.
For 25 years, and you give me, wow.
25 years, and that's all you got from me. This was the best segment of the night. I'm just telling you right now. This was the best part of the night.
Thank you. The only person in the world I need to thank is me, because I did it all. I did it all by myself. I didn't need any of you. I didn't need my family members.
Vince McMahon just like, the asshole chants start coming down on him. I think they might have cut them out. Maybe not.
No one, there's not one person in the world that's ever helped me.
But yeah. And then out comes Stone Cold. Don't want to get the, Vince McMahon sitting here and standing in front of Stone Cold trying to beg for, like, not wanting to be, like, stunned again because he's a decrepit old man, he called himself pretty much, a senior citizen. This is also this Vince McMahon that just not too long ago, in, like, beginning of October, took a headbutt from Kevin Owens, got beat down by Kevin Owens, and took a frog splash off the top rope from Kevin Owens. Then he throws his son under the bus. Throws his son to the wolves, that is known as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, Shane's in his prime. God, he looks so good. Look at him. My God, he flies off of one side.
No better way to open the Monday Night Raw's 25th anniversary than this segment right here. Raises Shane's hand, thinking everything's going to be good. Turns around and, you know, nice stunner to Shane. Vince McMahon walks over to the corner to get some beers, you know, to get the toast for Raw 25. One toast doesn't go real well. Couple splashes onto his suit. Second toast. You know what? Let's do it and just put it back. Vince McMahon takes one drink and then they hug, which, yeah, Vince McMahon hugging Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's still a sight to see, I guess. They raise hands. They raise their hands. Vince starts drinking the beer. They hug one. They air, like, you know, bash. They hug one more time. Vince goes to walk away, and the music stops. We all know that's not good. Goes for one more little tip. Takes it back. Birds to Vince, and you know the stunner. Beautiful moment, best part of the show, and this was just the first 10-15 minutes, 5-10 minutes or so of the show. He does like after he stuns Vince, he does go and put a beer beside Shane, picks Shane. Shane gets up, he's like, "Oh, everything's good, we're all good here." Shane starts taking it back, and you know, stunner to his kick to the gut, and then another stunner. So that was that. Then we had, that was the high of this show. That was the absolute highest you could get for this show. Then they went to what was the absolute low, in my opinion. 8-woman tag match, Banks and Friends, and Asuka versus Absolution, Nia Jax, and Alicia Fox. Who really cares? This is the umpteenth time on both Raw or SmackDown we have a multi-woman match. Tag match, that is. We used to think people would complain about him having 5-ways and 4-ways and triple threats for the women's championship, but now you're seeing 6-woman and 8-woman tag team matches. And again, this match made no sense. Why are you gonna have Asuka, the odds-on favorite to everybody? She is going to win. She is gonna win the Rumble. You have her in this match. And of course, on the other side, you have Absolution, who is just doing terror on everybody with Nia Jax and Alicia Fox. So, booking illogically, that's WWE 101. Match ends when the match breaks down. Fox gets locked in the bank statement, and that's the match. Asuka, Banks, and Friends all win. Who cares? After the match, this was why they shouldn't trust Asuka and why this match made no sense. Mickie James is up on the turnbuckle. Bayley and Sasha Banks are right there. Asuka is by where Mickie James is. Shoves Mickie James off of the turnbuckle. Bayley's like, what? Like, goes to Asuka and is like, what the hell are you doing? Gets pretty much beat down and thrown out. Then Asuka beats down Sasha Banks and throws her out. So, there was that. So, Asuka showing why you do not trust the Empress of Tomorrow. Then in the back we have Kurt Angle talking about to a ref about how he doesn't want more carnage. He wants everything to go smooth tonight. And in comes Coach, and him and Kurt Angle start talking. And then in walks Teddy Long, Brother Harvey Whippleman, Brooklyn Brawler, Brother Love, and the Boogeyman. Boogeyman, of course, has his worms. And yes, to anybody who thinks those are not real worms, those are 100% real. Those are, like, Marty Wright, who plays the Boogeyman, is one sick son of a gun if he's gonna sit there and just eat worms. Like, if this guy, like, does this guy, like, actually eat worms? Because I'm pretty sure he has to have a taste for worms in his mouth to be able to even stomach those. Then we had The Undertaker in the Manhattan Center, which there was speculation all night that he was going to be at the Manhattan Center and then be on Monday Night Raws in the Barclays Center to start a feud with John Cena to build to a match towards WrestleMania. That did not happen tonight. There was supposed to be there was a big talk about how tonight was supposed to set up a big angle for John Cena to go to WrestleMania for a bigger match than the WWE Championship. I said it before, and until it doesn't happen or I see other evidence, John Cena is winning the Royal Rumble, he's going to WrestleMania, and Vince McMahon is going to have him win his 17th championship to a chorus of boos. Unless it doesn't happen, and I hope I'm wrong, I hate to be right if I am, but if John Cena wins the Royal Rumble, you know where you heard it first. I do not like saying that, but here is Undertaker with his promo. In the Manhattan Center, which was on fire at the beginning.
The carnage began on this sacred ground of evil 25 years ago. I've taken legends and ripped them off their pedestals and thrown them in the cold, dark earth. Stone Cold answered to the Reaper. Mick Foley answered to the Reaper. Even my own flesh and blood, Kane, had to answer to the Reaper. They all tried. They all failed. And now, on this sacred ground, I declare for all of those who have fallen, it is truly time you rest in peace.
And that was The Undertaker's promo. Now, if you watch the video, like watch him actually do this promo, he's having a real hard time coming out when saying the word peace. He like actually trembles for a minute before he actually says it. To me, it feels like he's like just saying that everyone who I beat down before I beaten down, you may all rest in peace. And that was his way of saying this career is finally over. Doubt that, because Vince McMahon wants him to come back to wrestle a match against John Cena. Which I don't know what's going to happen. There was supposed to be a big angle shot tonight for him and Cena to start build towards WrestleMania, which did not happen. John Cena is seen later in the night. He tussles with Elias. Get there when we do. But that was all of that. That was all you saw of The Undertaker tonight. The 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. And this supposed to be big thing for Undertaker to start his feud towards WrestleMania, and nothing happened. So it's like it felt like he's going to. That was his definitive "I am retired" speech. Like, and what a place! And if that was his final like speech, you would see as the Undertaker, then what a way to end it. Then in the Manhattan Center where Monday Night Raw started. So we will see what happens with the Undertaker. But it feels like he is done. He's not coming back, but I could be totally wrong. They had a whole APA segment the whole night. You had Heath Slater and Rhino. Then you had Jeff Hardy and the Usos and the New Day and TBRC and Titus Worldwide. And eventually it just led to Heath Slater got caught cheating. Ted DiBiase won the whole pot. Ron Simmons got to say his damn line, which, you know, they always want him to say, and that was that. Would have been better if they would have had, like, the APA come out and, like, you know, lay out somebody, something, whatever. They introduced the Raw's great GMs. They brought out 3. William Regal, Eric Bischoff, and John Laurinaitis. Eric Bischoff, William Regal, I can buy. John Laurinaitis was the worst, one of the, if not the worst, general manager in Monday Night Raw history, next to Brad Maddox, which we all know why he wasn't there, because of a couple leaked photos or videos of him and a certain anti-diva who will no longer be wrestling in the WWE. So that was that. And then they brought out Daniel Bryan. They brought out Daniel Bryan because he had a lot of impact on Monday Night Raw back when he was still running the Yes Movement. I don't know who got a bigger pop of the night. It was probably Stone Cold, but to me it felt like Daniel Bryan got a bigger, if not a bigger pop than Stone Cold. Yes, that's probably blasphemy for anybody who's a Stone Cold fan, but it felt like that was what Daniel Bryan did. I could be totally wrong, but it felt like he ended up getting a bigger pop than Stone Cold. I could be wrong, but that is my opinion. Of course, he's doing the yes. Him, Laurinaitis, William Regal, and Eric Bischoff are all doing the yes, yes, yes. And The Miz, of all people, why not? If anyone's going to ruin the big moment of Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw, why not be The Miz? He comes out, he stands face to face to Daniel Bryan. He eventually just smirks and walks away, does his spin thing where he points, but actually points back to Daniel Bryan. So it was Roman Reigns versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. The finish of this match I did not see coming, and I really wonder if this was Roman Reigns getting punished. And by the way, Roman Reigns, if you haven't got used to the reaction you got tonight, get used to it, because this is what real wrestling fans think of you. Not the casual fans who come to a small town with a bad audience where they sit there and cheer you and act like they love you. This is what real wrestling fans like, because he got booed immensely tonight. Roman shoved Miz to start the match. Miz ended up going out of the ring, but Roman grabs him. He eats a shot from the Miz. Drive-by by Roman, blocked by Dallas, because Roman lays out Bo, and the Miz jumps and eats each one actually eats a, like, you know, one of those uppercut shots that he hits. Roman gets on the apron to chase after the Miz into the ring. Axel distracts him by, like, just tapping the back of his foot, because, you know, the referee's distracted with the Miz. Ref looking stupid. Miz takes advantage and shoves Roman into the steel steps as they want to break. Back from break, Roman with a clothesline. The Miz, a couple clotheslines, you know, his usual clotheslines, and then his running one off the ropes. Shots in the corner. Then a boot to Miz as he gets ready for the Superman punch. Miz hit with a drive-by after he leaves the ring. Roman runs into the post after Miz sidesteps Roman and rolls up Roman for a 2, even using the ropes. He had his feet on the top rope like Riddick Moss did against Tucker Knight this past Wednesday, but unlike that time, Miz couldn't get the win here at this time. The awful it kicks, as they like to call them, which he just needs to stop doing them. Daniel Bryan made them look good. He makes them look like garbage. Miz pulled out of the ring as Roman exits the ring, hits a drive-by on both Axel and Bo. At this time, this was something that you didn't see if you didn't, like, pay attention, like, with, like, scope, with, like, a microscope or something. You wouldn't have seen this. While this is happening for these two, Miz is in the corner, in the corner nearby, removing the turnbuckle from the bottom rope. This you didn't see until the end of the match. This does play factor into the end of the match. He destroys Dallas and Axel for the trouble. Miz from behind. Skull crashing finale reversed into a Superman punch for a 2 count. Roman going for the spear. Bone Dallas holds his leg. Miz with a running clothesline in the corner. The ref throws them both out of the match. Miz is sitting there begging the ref and telling him, "You can't do this." Roman rolls Miz up for a 2 count, which if he would have beat him now, would have been like, okay, well, it's a different ending and something. But he hits a Superman punch to Bo and Axel, who were up on the apron. Skull crushing finale for Miz. I thought right there they're actually going to take the title off of Roman. Right there, wow. But not the end of the match. Match ends with Miz goes for another skull crushing finale. Roman powers out of it. Miz throws Roman into a middle turnbuckle, which I mentioned was exposed earlier on, that nobody seemed to notice. Nobody. Like, the commentators didn't. None, like, I don't know if, like, anybody at home was watching, but I didn't notice it until they actually mentioned it. When that drive-by to both Dallas and Axel got hit by Roman Reigns. Miz was in the corner removing the turnbuckle. They actually showed a replay of it happening. He throws Roman into the turnbuckle, hits him with a skull-crushing finale, and for the 8th time, and surprisingly with how much they want to build Roman Reigns, Miz pins Roman 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with this. I'm shocked that they actually took it off of him. Is this Roman being punished for the alleged steroid use? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know where they're going with this. I and a lot of people thought they were going to keep this title on Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania, champion versus champion, reliving of Hulk versus Warrior, which of course it would be nothing close to that. Back then, both of them were being cheered. Both of them had their fan bases. This match would have been Roman as IC champion, Brock Lesnar as Universal Champion, boos ringing out the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Or, yeah, I think that's one. Yeah, the Superdome. Then, more of So I don't know what's going on. The Miz is your Intercontinental Champion for the 8th time, one shy of tying Chris Jericho, who does make an appearance and has a very particular shirt on when he makes his appearance. We'll get to that later. Christian had the Peep Show with Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. Really did not care for this thing. They are doing their job-ish, I guess, with Jason Jordan, because I can't stand listening to Jason Jordan. He is basically, they're making the bar more babyface with this. With the way you have Jason Jordan being this cocky heel in a babyface tag team, you're turning the bar babyface, and it doesn't make any sense to me why you would do this. Here is Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins on the Peep Show.
Seth, Jason, welcome to the Peep Show. It's good to have you guys here.
Christian looking all grizzled and everything with that beard.
Thank you. It's been, man, I got this one, Seth. It's been amazing.
There comes Jason with his mouth again.
I know we're out here to talk about our upcoming title defense, but I want to take a moment to say it is all right, well, it is an honor to be out here in your presence. And in fact, to be in the presence of all the superstars and legends that we have here tonight. And actually, I actually wanted to say thank you for all of your continued support. Most of all, I just want to congratulate my dad, Kurt Angle.
The crowd just does not want to hear it from Jason Jordan. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. This guy is what they want him to be, a cocky, pompous heel who's disguised as a babyface. It's working. I mean, the crowd wants nothing to do with him, and it's just hilarious, man. Him. Then the bar come out. You know. This part was great, though.
All those superstars and legends have been lining up all day to get photographs with us and get our autographs. Because as everybody knows, we don't just set the bar, we are the bar. And funny enough, Jordan, those same superstars and legends had the exact same sentiments. They fully expect us to reclaim our Raw Tag Team Championships this Sunday. And actually, in a matter of fact, they thanked us in advance for doing so. Because, see, it is not your dad who sucks. You suck.
Tell them like it is, and the crowd just goes wild. They start singing, "You suck," and the crowd just, this is great. This is great right here. They start just singing, "You suck," and the crowd just sings along with them. It's hilarious. This is one of the best Raw moments. This is one of the best moments they've done with Jason Jordan and the bar. So Jason Jordan doesn't like what he's hearing, so he attacks Sheamus and Cesaro. Seth Rollins comes and throws. He pretty much knocks Sheamus out of the ring, hits him with a suicide dive. Then he comes up. Then Jason Jordan has Cesaro just has him held, ready to, be attacked by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins does his jumping knee attack, but Jason Jordan lets go and pushes. It's supposed to be like Cesaro got away, but the way it looked like Jason Jordan actually threw Cesaro away so he could take the brunt of the shot. So those guys are still not on the same page, which, that's just how that is. So will they take the titles off of Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins? Well, If he was injured, I'm pretty sure Jason Jordan is not injured anymore. If it is, it's something very minor. Because he got pretty physical tonight. He did. I don't know if he's did. Well, he didn't take any bumps, but he did. He did start a brawl. And usually, if somebody's injured, they're not going to be able to brawl at all. So then, in the back, we had Alexa Bliss being asked about if she will be WWE Women's Champion for Raw by the time WrestleMania comes around. She was none too pleased with that question. She does start to answer, but she does get interrupted by a certain champion from SmackDown Live, and things get interesting.
Alexa, on Sunday, history will be made with the first ever 30-woman Royal Rumble match. Now, the winner of that match will go on to face the champion at WrestleMania. So, do you think that you're still going to be champion come WrestleMania?
What kind of question is that? You trying to insult me? Look, I'm not just a champion. I'm a goddess. And
The only reason you're the
Is Charlotte's hair supposed to be silver or what? Because it looks like with the lighting it's a little silver.
I highly doubt you'll still be the champ at WrestleMania. You don't have the size, the speed, the pedigree. And to paraphrase my father, to be the woman, you gotta beat the woman. And if you don't believe me, how about you ask him yourself?
You are lovely, and you may be the champion tonight, but this young lady will be the champion tonight, tomorrow night, next week, WrestleMania, the Monday after WrestleMania. As a matter of fact, she'll be the champion until she decides to hang the robe up. Woo!
Typical Flares. Typical Flair family promo, you know. So, I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe just get Ric Flair on the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. They couldn't figure out any other way than to just have him in the backstage with him and his daughter. So, you know. Then that cuts straight to a match with Bray Wyatt and Woken Matt Hardy. This is the first time, finally, these two actually come to blows, other than a couple weeks ago when Matt Hardy made his sort of debut without, of course, his music or anything. He just had his first appearance as Woken Matt Hardy where he tried to hit a twist of fate. But this match left a lot to be desired. Bray versus Woken Matt Hardy. Matt and Bray trade blows early. Side Russian leg sweep by Matt. Matt with an elbow off the top rope to Bray's back as he's like, you know, hunched over. Twist of fate blocked by Wyatt. Wyatt pull head of steam into Hardy as they cut the break. You know, his little running body shot. What is the audio for?
Dad, we present you with this
Oh, for crying out loud. I don't know what that's doing. It's not supposed to do that. Let's see. Back from break, Hardy and Wyatt battling it out. Shots to the turnbuckle, you know, is delete that Matt Hardy likes to do. Sound effect by Hardy for 2. Twist of fate start by Wyatt into the ropes. He yanks Hardy against the ropes. He gets him into Sister Abigail, and Bray Wyatt is your winner. This feud is far from over. You can count on it. These two are going to be going back and forth probably till WrestleMania week or so. So, this, if anyone thought that that was going to be the last time you see Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt, you probably have another thing coming. Why Matt Hardy lost? It was the first match for these two. It's not going to be, it wouldn't be a rivalry if Matt Hardy was to go out there and beat Bray Wyatt every time. So for him to take the loss here is not as bad a thing as it could be if it was anything else, but we will see where this goes to. Then they parade their females out from over the last 25 years. Well, the last, 15, 20 years, I should say. You had the Bellas, Maurice, Kelly, Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Terry Reynolds, who looks Like, she has aged poorly, by the way. Maria Kanellis, Trish Stratus, and that was it. No Lita, which I'm shocked about, unless she said she wasn't going to be there. I'm really surprised about that. But it is what it is. Now, what was easily one of the best segments of the night was Chris Jericho and Elias in the back.
After brushing.
Elias, of course, coming to the ring to, do his usual shtick. And here he is with the one and only Chris Jericho, who, by the way, in this clip, is wearing an Alpha Club T-shirt, which I'm pretty sure is a New Japan Pro Wrestling shirt. I could be wrong, but it's interesting that yes, he just did New Japan, and to see him on Monday Night Raw, and he's scheduled to face Tetsuya Naito in the future.
You got a lot of scarves around your neck there. Yeah. I actually wrote a song about you. I'd like to play it for you right now if I can. Can I use your guitar? No, you can't.
I find it funny how he's like, "Can I use your guitar?" when you can clearly see the guitar strap around his body.
I don't want to walk with Elias. Why? I'll give you the gist. You're a stupid idiot. And you just.
Elias isn't liking this one. And then the list of Jericho, which, gotta go everywhere with that.
I got you, right? You thought you were going to be... I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. You just made the list!
Gotta love Chris Jericho. Gotta love it. Love it. You guys gotta love Chris Jericho. He is one of the greatest of all time in WWE's history. He is. Quite honestly, he is. Then we had the continuation of that. If I can find the clip. I just had the clip. Oh, here it is. There. Elias is out in the ring, and he is about to disrespect the... Okay, I don't know what happened there. He's about to disrespect the leader of the C Nation and others because, he's a heel. He's supposed to do that. And, of course, is this the big angle that they're talking about? Like, this was the big angle that was supposed to happen for John Cena? Because this really wasn't... Like, I don't see much of this happening, like anything happening else with this outside of tonight. Maybe the Sunday at the Rumble if Cena and Elias are in the Rumble at the same time. Maybe Cena gets some shots in or something, but I don't see this really going far past the Rumble. It was supposed to be Joe versus Cena coming out of the Rumble probably at the Elimination Chamber, but maybe because Joe's injured, Elias is going to take that spot. If so, at least give Elias a win or two over John Cena. I mean, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Fallon is right here.
And he points out Jimmy Fallon, of course.
Hey, Jimmy, let me show you how it's done. And decided to run. Undertaker is a decrepit old man. He should buy a ticket to Elias and sit in the stands. See, Chris Jericho's a big phony, and in the past he's stuck. And as far as The Rock goes, well, I gotta say that Rocky still sucks. Forgive me if I forget any names. Elias is here and he's changing the game. John Cena's not a legend, not like me, I do it all, no. John's more like Brooklyn because he has no
just so you know, Elias, both myself and Brooklyn have balls, because there they are right there.
Yeah, because some jack off in the crowd decided to bring a beach ball out because, you know, that's still something that's funny in 2018. Hey, here's a beach ball. Well, luckily, it must have been security or something. Actually went and grabbed the beach ball before it would get out of hand. Which, by the way, that's WWE's fault for allowing that to get out of hand. They dubbed it Beach Ball Mania by their announcers. What did they expect? That's their own doing. So, yes, that's what happened there.
25 years of Monday Night Raw.
Elias gets back into the ring with his own mic.
Shut your damn mouth! No one wants to hear you. They came to hear me.
Well then, do something about it.
Typical John Cena. Oh, if you don't like what I say or I did, do something about it, because that's just typical John Cena.
That's not how it works, John. I don't take orders from you, and I definitely don't take any orders from these Brooklyn scumbags.
And of course, the person looks like they're gonna leave. John Cena turns around, they look back, and they go for a clothesline. John Cena ducks it, hits him with his 2 shoulder blocks, which typical John Cena. Does his little scoop slam, back body drop, whatever the heck they call that. Hits him with the 5-knuckle shuffle, as he will here in a second. Typical John Cena. Tomfoolery. And there's that. Cena gets him up for the attitude adjustment, but Elias gets out of it. Low blows John Cena. Which for a second I thought Cena caught it, but no, he didn't. Goes over, grabs his beautiful looking guitar, and does a Jeff Jarrett. Which, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure the guitars that Jeff Jarrett used were a lot lighter and thinner than the ones that Elias is using. I mean, yes, Jeff Jarrett wasn't the first person to use a guitar that was like the Honky Tonk Man and whoever before that. But, so that's that. Are they setting up for, instead of it being somewhere with Joe versus John Cena at the Elimination Chamber, is it going to be John Cena and Elias? I don't know. Either way, the person that John Cena faces has to win. It's time for Cena to start putting people over. But like I said, the odds can say what they want, unless something happens, because we had, up until like the match itself, Shinsuke Nakamura was winning the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, but did that happen? No. He got screwed out of it because of the Singh brothers and stupid booking. So I don't trust the betting odds as much as everyone wants to. Until I see otherwise, or it doesn't actually happen. John Cena's winning the Royal Rumble. I've said it for weeks. I hate to be right if I am. I don't want John Cena to win the Royal Rumble. I would rather see Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, or Finn Balor win the Royal Rumble. And that's about it. I do not want to see Shawn Cena or Roman Reigns, because they don't need Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble. Like I said, the whole thing ended about, the poker game ended about there after that. Then they had a nice little segment with The Godfather and Mark Henry. Mark Henry is walking down the aisle, walking in a hallway, runs up to The Godfather, who has this beautiful woman on his arm. Turns out that beautiful woman is actually The Godfather's wife. So yes, Charles Wright actually has his wife with him, which, hey, good for the man. She's a beautiful looking lady. I think her name was Olivia. So good on Charles, man. Good on Charles. Titus Worldwide versus Rhino and Slater. Who really cared? Match ends with they go to break. They come back from break. Both teams are just beating each other down, fighting all over the place. Ref throws out the bell, throws out the match. Out come Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudleys. And by the way, I know, but Devon's been a suit, but dude, you gotta get back to the gym, man. You look like you put some weight, you put some little extra heavy pounds on you, dude. You just look like you added a little bit of peanut butter to yourself, dude. Just like didn't look as agile and as like small as he used to. He looks like a little bit bigger. Of course, they get in the ring. Everyone else pouted out of the ring. Slater ends up getting thrown into the ring. They do the what's up. Devon gets a table. They put him through the table. Titus Worldwide, Rhino, and the Dudley Boys all raised their hands, and that was that. And I don't think they have this one, and it doesn't look like it. But you had Mean Gene Okerlund interview JJ Styles. He talked about Cammy and how, like, you know, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and how he's going to beat them this Sunday and still keep the WWE Championship, which he's going to, in my opinion. They'll probably start with they'll probably start showing the cracks of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or as AJ Styles likes to call him, Cammy, and that's going to be what happens at the Royal Rumble. Then we had the DX reunion, which is not on here yet, but basically same thing. If you watched Raw 1000 all those couple years ago when all this started to go to hell and we had 3 hours Raw, pretty much the same thing. Only difference was it was in the Manhattan Center, no pyro. Road Dogg and them did the same shtick. X-Pac got his own entrance. Scott Hall was brought out. Scott Hall said something about this. Raw 25 is too sweet. Out comes the Balor Club. This was a pretty cool moment. If you actually want to sit there and go back and watch Raw, you watch the first 5-10 minutes of the show. Fast forward all the way up to the tail end of the DX reunion. You get to see the Balor Club, DX, and Scott Hall all put it up and too sweet each other. Cool moment, in my opinion. It's the old guard to sweeten the new guard to pass the torch to them, which in my opinion is awesome. Then out comes the Revival, who are to have a match against the Balor Club of Gallows and Anderson. They actually, when the Balor Club actually came out, they actually came out on the Raw thing, which they used the old Raw graphics and stuff, which is pretty cool. It actually said the Balor Club. It didn't say Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. They actually had the Balor Club, which is cool. And you had Anderson actually wearing the Forever with the over, you know, that little meme that Finn Balor made. So that's pretty cool. They're actually starting to make a more cohesive unit. Balor Club wins this one easily. Magic Killer to the Revival for the 3 count. After the match, you have DX, who was still at ringside with DX, Scott Hall, and Finn Balor, who were all at ringside, come back in. They were all celebrating. The Revival get stupid, and who didn't see this coming after the comments last week? They had Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder pretty much get beaten down by DX and Scott Hall. I think it was Dawson. The one of them got flipped Scott Hall around. Scott, or he's Razor Ramon, whichever you want to call him, takes his toothpick, shoots the toothpick in his face, and he just takes a shot back like he just got punched hard. So he gets hit with the X Factor. The shots from Billy Gunn, not Billy Gunn, but from the bionic punches from Road Dogg, then the famouser from Billy Gunn, then his partner gets hit with the Sweet Chin Music and Pedigree, coup de grace, and that's how that ended. So you had in the Balor Club, Scott Hall and DX all did the suck it, so nice little moment for them, which of course the last thing you see from the Manhattan Center is Triple H holding up Finn Balor's hand, pretty much giving him the rub, hopefully. Hopefully, out of all this, yes, the Revival took a hit, but hopefully this gives Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows the rub they need to be actually taken seriously completely. After that, we go... I thought, okay, that's it, the show's over. That would have been a heck of a way to end the show, but no, I forgot. We're going to have a confrontation between the 3 men in the triple threat match, which I don't really care about that match. It's sad because the way this show ended, it's going to be all for nothing when he doesn't win the title on Sunday. pretty much Kurt Angle is out with the Legends, and like the Legends, Card Hawkins, and Goldust all come out first, which Goldust could be a legend in his own right if he wasn't an active wrestler. Then all the like everybody from Raw, SmackDown come out who are here, from the New Day to the Usos to everybody. Then out comes, they have Kane, Braun Strowman come out, Kane come out, New Day and a couple other guys get in between those two to keep them separated. Then Paul Heyman comes out and introduced Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar comes down. Brock Lesnar takes out Braun Strowman for a minute, hits an F5 on Kane, so Kane's done. Kane's done for this entire segment, which makes me wonder why he's even in the match. Braun Strowman comes back in, beats down on Brock Lesnar, gets him to the other side of the ring, cleans off the announce table, hits Brock Lesnar with a running power slam through the announce table, and is left standing tall. Why are you going to make Braun Strowman look this dominant if you're not going to give him the title on Sunday? Somebody tell me this. All of this momentum you are building him up for is going to be for absolutely nothing if he does not walk out of the WWE Universal Champion at the Royal Rumble. If it is Brock Lesnar coming out of the Royal Rumble beating Kane, or if something happens and they screw Braun Strowman and he gets pinned, then there is no reason whatsoever that they built Braun Strowman up this much. I don't know what they're going to do, but that was Monday Night Raw, your 25th anniversary celebration show, 11 days after the actual anniversary, but still. Was it a good show? Hell no. 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes of stuff that was fun, from the Austin thing to DX and the Balor Club and Scott Hall to Sweeting. That was about it. And the Intercontinental title match was actually not boring. It was entertaining, and the shock of Roman Reigns actually losing. Was this a proponent to his drug, like that guy actually? I don't know, but Roman Reigns is no longer the Intercontinental Champion. Will that be forever? I don't know. Does this mean Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble? Is WWE really that stupid? Is WWE really that stupid to give Roman Reigns the Royal Rumble win in Philadelphia again 4 years or 3 years or whatever it was, years after he did it the first time? They can't be this stupid. They took the title off of Roman to give him that. Why would you do that then what's the point of the Elimination Chamber? That's my question. Now, before we go, I have to talk about the elephant in the room. So I get on my computer. I stream until I'm a Twitch streamer. I streamed from about early morning till about 2 or 3. About 3 or 4 o'clock, I get onto the dirt sheets and everything, and I see something I did not expect to see. Eric Arden, aka Enzo Amore, has been suspended by WWE indefinitely, but they have not stripped him of the title, which is surprising if this guy is to be suspended. Maybe we'll know about that at the Royal Rumble, because remember, he was supposed to face Cedric Alexander at the Royal Rumble, and of course, no Cruiserweight action was seen tonight on this show. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but he has been suspended because a female with the Twitter handle Miss Gucci Witch, Philomena, comes out and claims that he raped her in October. She puts in her first tweet, "Okay, it's been long enough, and I have been so scared to share this. I was raped in mid-October by the WWE, Enzo Amore, also known as Eric Arden, and Tyler Grosso, and Toopoor, T-O-O-P-O-O-R, let it happen as accomplices. I was in mental hospital for 45 days after it. They are not good people." First thing, if you're in a mental hospital, why wasn't this brought to light from that hospital? Shouldn't somebody have said something? Something about this it doesn't feel like it should, she's just, I don't know what to think. But Eric Arden, Enzo Amore, doesn't deserve to be named Enzo Amore. Eric Arden is a son of a bitch. He is the most despicable guy that I've seen on WWE TV, and that's not a character he plays. Enzo Amore is not a character. That's how he acts in real life. I've seen it in videos that they post, his tweets. This guy is a scumbag. Do I know if he did this? I'm not going to say that he did because I don't know all the facts. This is just one person sitting here saying what they said happened. Yes, there was a police report. We'll get into that in a second. But I cannot, there's not enough evidence to say that this was done by Eric Arden. But if this is true and fact, he will be fired, he will be finished, and we will never see Enzo Amore, the character Enzo Amore again, and Eric Arden can go do whatever he wants to do. The original question Tupor asked me was if I would suck Enzo's Amore, if you know what I mean. I said possibly, but if I wasn't down, she said we could all just hang out. By the way, I have no idea who Tupor is, so if somebody wants to let me know in the comment section below, feel free to do, because I have no idea who Tupor is, or Tyler Grosso, so, you know, I have no idea. They got me way messed up, and they left knowing what was about to happen. When Enzo, the WWE guy, started coming on to me, I was passed out on the couch. I said, I want to get to know you first before doing anything. If you're passed out on the couch, then you're not going to be saying anything. That's another thing that I want to know is if you're passed out on the couch, because trust me, I've been, like, not from drugs, but just because I'm a heavy sleeper. If I'm passed out, I don't say nothing unless I'm actually, like, just talking in my sleep. I'm not going to form complete sentences. Trust me, I have people tell me I talk in my sleep all the time. But if you're passed out for sure, then there's no way you're going to be saying stuff. But she goes on. I said, I want to get to know you first before doing anything. He replied, bitch, I have 1 million followers on Instagram. You should be begging for this. Then he restrained me, and it happened. I never would be this dramatic about something like this, but I want you all to know that I would have left if I could. I was in psychosis. I had no idea what was going on. I remember bits and pieces, and I had constant flashbacks. My mental issues have been the worst ever, and I suffer from major PTSD from it. So, if this is true, and there are things that show that Enzo was in the area at the time, so things are not looking good for Eric Arden. So I'm sorry, but this guy, if he is a scumbag, he acts like a scumbag. The things he says on Twitter, the things that this guy does not play a character. This guy is the best characters, as they say in WWE, are the ones that are yourself turned up to 11. This is one of those characters, one of these guys that should not have a place in WWE. I've never liked Enzo Amore from the day I saw him in NXT. I never liked him in Big Cass as a tag team. Big Cass was just that guy who was, like, I have no faith in Big Cass being a big star just because he just never came off as a wow factor to me. Those two had a tandem together. They never won gold in NXT. They were never anything big in NXT to me. So this guy should have never been anywhere near the NXT, the Cruiserweight Championship. As soon as they broke up Enzo and Cass, as soon as Cass was done with him, they should have fired him and got rid of him so none of this would happen. And Neville would probably still be there, so there's that. She posted another one where someone told her, like, your side of the story matters at all. You said if I wasn't down to suck his you-know-what, we could just hang out, but instead you drugged me and left me for dead, too poor, and she put a picture. I believe this is from Too Poor, but it doesn't have the person who said this. People are quick to believe everything they read on the effing internet. I've been framed and accused, and I refuse to expose people with my platform. I don't believe in that. I am innocent, and I'm sick of being seen as the bad guy. Lying, manipulating, and deceiving people with stick. If I have to, I will speak the F up when appropriate. I never done meth in my entire life. I don't even know what it looks like, and I wouldn't associate it with anyone who does that either. I respect anyone strong enough to speak about assault if it is effing true. Clinging on to famous people and lying about a case for a check is sick and illegal, and the truth always comes to the light. Put me under a lie detector right now. Which would not mean a damn thing because lie detectors are easily beat. It's been proven left and right, so I don't even know why the lie detector isn't even a thing anymore. Especially the one that they use now. They could always make a new, invent a better lie detector. But the one that they have now is just, it's not admissible in court, so why would it even matter? But out of everything I've read, he said this says it's like lying about a case for a check is sick and illegal. When did she mention money? I don't there was a couple years ago when Derrick Rose was sued by an ex-girlfriend for supposedly raping her, gang raping her. That was someone trying to quench money out of him. from what I've read so far, this woman just wants to know what has happened. I haven't heard or read anything about her wanting money. So that right there is just something I don't understand. I don't know if you want to check with publicity, but lying puts you in jail. Which, quite honestly, that's the one thing about celebrity, accusing a celebrity of rape or anything like that, because a lot of times women do this, or women do this to get hush money. You did this, but you really didn't do this, but give me this amount of money and I won't say anything. So that's the thing that comes from with this. She could be telling the truth 100%. I'm not going to sit there and say she's not, but what if it's not, and Eric Arden's getting the short end of the stick of this because it's her word against his unless there's other proof otherwise. Can I see a guy like Eric Arden doing this? Yes, I can, very much so, especially with him being so proud of his 1 million Instagram followers. Who the fuck cares about how many fucking Instagram followers or Twitter followers you have? You are a public figure. You do not sit there and exploit your popularity, which is not much at all, to take advantage of other people. Who the fuck cares if you're a big YouTube star, if you're a big Instagram follower, if people follow you on Instagram, if you have 1 million or something, 200 million subs? That doesn't mean a damn thing if you're going to sit there and do something like that. You are not above the law. So if this is true, then he is going to be in jail for the rest of his life, and he thinks he's a big badass. Wait till he gets to jail, because the people there will show you what a real badass is. And it ain't Eric Arden, I'll tell you that right now. According to reports, to a report, a Phoenix Police Department representative confirmed a report was filed, and the incident remains under investigation, but police are waiting on lab results. Pro Wrestling Sheet noted one source claimed the incident allegedly took place on October 19th, which would seem to line up with the date included in the accuser's screenshots. Enzo's Instagram post also confirms he was in the area attending a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert at the Talking Sticks Arena in Phoenix. When asked about the accusation, WWE also issued a following statement to WrestleZone, WrestleSheet, and all these other places. WWE has zero tolerance for matters involving sexual harassment or sexual assault. Until this matter is resolved, Eric Arden has been suspended. At 45 minutes before WWE Raw went on the air at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dave Meltzer was reporting the Phoenix Police confirmed that on Monday, October 23rd, 2017, about 2:30 p.m., Phoenix Police responded to a local hospital for a call of sexual assault that had reportedly occurred on October 19th, 2017 at 401 West Clarendon Avenue. So, if it happened on October 19th, why did they take 4 days? Why did they take 4 days to respond? Why did they not get a hold of the cops on October 19th, if it was late October 19th or early October 20th? Why did they wait 4 days? That's something that doesn't sit well with me. So, if this stuff is true, and Eric Arden, I will have to say this to you, who the fuck cares about your Instagram followers, your Twitter followers, or your Facebook followers? They ain't gonna save you, or they ain't gonna mean a damn thing in prison. If this stuff is true and you get convicted for this shit, you will be put into jail with real tough guys who will sit there and show you what your Instagram followers actually mean, which is jack shit. So, you better hope that this shit isn't true, because if it's true, your ass is going away for a long time, and we won't have to see your stupid dumbass face on Monday Night Raw, or on 205 Live, or anywhere on WWE ever again. They should have fired your ass right after they got done with the Enzo and Cass bit. They should have never done this whole 205 Live shit. They should have fired your ass and got rid of you when they had the chance, and now this shit comes up. So, do I believe it's true? Not 100%, but I wouldn't put it past Eric Arden to do this. And until proved otherwise, he doesn't get his wrestling name used. He is Eric Arden from here until we get this known. If it is true, then this motherfucker will burn in hell, and I don't give a shit. That is your review. I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Make sure to hit that follow button. Find me on Twitter. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at TheFrance. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08 every single day. And I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown, which will hopefully have a lot more build to the Royal Rumble than we got tonight, which was barely anything.